The wind swept across the Montana plains as dusk painted the sky with streaks of gold and fire. Emma Carlyle tightened her grip on the old fence rail, trying to steady her breath. She hadn't meant to come this far from the farmhouse, but the pain in her leg had stopped her cold. When she tried to move, her knees buckled. I can't close my legs, she whispered, embarrassed, even though she was alone. Something sharp held her thigh in place, something deep and burning. Footsteps crunched over dry grass behind her. Emma! You all right? She turned to see Cole Maddox, the quiet, broad-shouldered rancher who'd worked her family's land since spring. A man whose steady hands and slow smile spoke louder than most people's words. I think something's wrong, she managed. Cole didn't hesitate. He crouched beside her, his rough palm brushing her trembling leg. Tell me where it hurts. There, she said, pointing to the inside of her thigh. Something's stuck. I can't move my leg. Cole reached down gently, and then his breath caught. Emma, hold still. He lifted the hem of her dusty work skirt and found the unbelievable truth. A piece of old barbed wire, half buried in the grass, had hooked deep into her leg without her realizing when she stumbled. The barbs held her muscles tight, nearly locking her in place. No wonder you can't close your legs, he said softly. You're caught. His voice wasn't teasing. It was protective, warm, almost tender. Emma swallowed hard. Can you get it out? I'll try, but it's gonna hurt. She nodded. Cole slid his hand behind her knee to support her as he worked the metal free. The pain shot up her body, and she grabbed his shoulders, fingers digging into the fabric of his shirt. When the wire finally released, she collapsed into his arms with a gasp. You're all right, he murmured, holding her steady. I've got you. She tried to stand, but her leg trembled fiercely. Without asking, Cole scooped her into his arms, as if she weighed nothing. Emma's heart hammered. She'd known Cole for months, admired the way he treated her land, the way he treated her father, the way he always looked at her like she was more than she believed herself to be. But being held like this felt different. Cole, you don't have to. I want to, he said simply, as he carried her toward the farmhouse. The sun dipped low, lighting his face in amber. Emma traced the line of his jaw with her eyes, noticing how gentle he looked compared to his rugged exterior. You scared me, you know? He said quietly. Me? I heard you cry out. Thought something terrible happened. I ran faster than I have in years. Her chest tightened with emotion. Why? He hesitated, a pause that felt like a decision. Because you matter to me more than I should admit. Emma's breath caught. Inside the porch light. He set her down carefully on the bench. Their hands brushed, lingered, then intertwined on their own. Cole, she whispered, you can admit it. His thumb moved slowly across her knuckles. Then I will. I care about you, Emma. More every day. A soft smile curved her lips. Pain still pulsed in her leg, but warmth filled her heart. Good, she said, because I care about you too. He leaned closer, his forehead resting gently against hers. A moment of quiet? A moment of truth? On that warm Montana night, with the scent of hay and summer in the air, Emma Carlyle realized something unbelievable. Sometimes love catches you just as unexpectedly as barbed wire in tall grass. But unlike the wire, love frees you. The house was quiet, except for the ticking clock and the low hum of crickets outside. Emma lay on the long leather couch, her leg wrapped neatly with a strip of clean cloth. Cole had cleaned the wound himself, his hand steady, but his jaw tight with worry. You don't have to stay, Emma said, though her voice was soft, hopeful. Cole sat on the small wooden stool beside her, elbows on his knees. I'm not going anywhere tonight. Emma felt her cheeks warm. Cole wasn't a man of many words, but when he spoke, he meant every syllable. She watched the way the lamplight softened him, made him look younger, made the pain of the day feel far away. I'm sorry you had to carry me, she said. He turned his head, eyes meeting hers. Emma, I'd carry you 100 times over if it meant keeping you safe. She swallowed. unable to look away. A quiet flutter went through her chest. Her heart felt too big for one person to hold. "You sound like you care a lot," she whispered. "I do." His tone was steady and certain, not hesitant like before. "Maybe more than I should, but I'm tired of pretending I don't." Emma's breath hitched. "Then don't pretend." Cole shifted closer. He reached out slowly, giving her time to pull away if she wanted. She didn't. His fingertips brushed her wrists, warm, gentle, grounding. It felt like he was learning her, memorizing her, as if she were something rare. "You've scared me today," he murmured. "You told me that already," she teased lightly. "Not enough." His voice dipped deeper, more vulnerable. "When I found you stuck in that wire, I thought I was too late. I don't ever want to feel that again." Emma blinked back, the sudden sting of tears. "Then stay in my life," she whispered. "Not just tonight." Colin held sharply, like her words hit him deeper than the barbed wire had hit her. "You mean that?" She nodded. He reached to tuck a loose strand of her hair behind her ear. "Emma, I've wanted to hear you say that since the day we met." Her pulse beat wildly. There had been hints, the way he glanced at her across the stables, the way he always showed up. Just when she needed help, the way he said her name like a prayer he didn't want anyone else to hear. But hearing him admit it, finally, felt like opening a door she'd only dared to imagine existed. "Cole," she whispered. He knelt beside her, close enough that she could feel the warmth of his breath. "Tell me to back off if this is too much." Emma lifted her hand and touched his cheek, a light, trembling touch that said more than words ever could. "I don't want you to back off." His eyes softened in a way she had never seen. Slowly, carefully, he leaned in. Their foreheads rested together again, just like earlier. But this time, the air between them felt charged with something new. Something blooming. They stayed like that for a long moment, breathing the same breath, sharing the same quiet promise. "I'm not going anywhere," Cole whispered. Emma smiled, tears slipping silently down her cheek. Not from pain, but from finally feeling chosen. "Good," she said, voice trembling, "because I think I'm falling for you." Cole brushed the tear with his thumb. "Then fall. I'll catch you." Outside, the wind shifted, sweeping across the ranch with a warm, gentle sigh, as if the land itself approved. And in that still, glowing moment, Emma realized something undeniable. This wasn't just a rescue. This was the beginning of something real. Something deep. Something impossible to walk away from.